What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Master Wing channel. You know what time it is. It's the best 4 or 5 days of the year. We have the Oceania beta. We are playtesting. We signed up, just like many of you guys out there. We are experimenting. So let's get into some more Oceania gameplay. I'm hoping this is a good one. Man, where do we begin? We have been playing just non-stop, almost. We got a couple days off of work, and you can see we're just enjoying all of this. I honestly haven't run into a ton of bugs for reporting purposes. I felt like the European expansion, there was a lot more with those teal powers. We'll see, but so far it's been great. And I think they've already updated the Steam playtest app a couple times. So here we go, card selection. Let's talk about this game. This is a post-game commentary. And check out this pink power. I think it might be top tier pink power. Everybody's gaining nectar. Everybody's gaining food. Sacred Kingfisher lets you gain one rat, fish, or worm from the bird feeder. Is it the bird feeder? Yeah, the bird feeder, if it's available after the other player gains food. So people are gaining more food. There's more forest engines. I'm thinking the Sacred Kingfisher. American Robin from the core game is still good. We're happy with that pick. I contemplate the Eurasian Nuthatch. We've used that several times in the past. But I'm also looking at this red-necked avocet in the tray. I'll flash to its power. We do get to go first this time, but it lets you gain a worm if another player has a worm. So it's a way to grab some food in the wetlands. So check out this red-necked avocet. We'll keep 3 food, and we picked up Enclosure Builder because we're gonna go for it. I think the other one was Diet Specialist, if I'm not mistaken. I could be, but we're shooting for the moon here with Enclosure Builder. Look at those end-around goals. No new goals, but nothing about eggs. So I don't know if we'll build this into an egg engine or not. We obviously still need the eggs. This layout of the game, I'm telling you, if you are not play testing this right now, it feels like a brand new game. If you play this as much as we do, we're just conditioned to score points in that grassland. We're conditioned for that lay eggs action to be productive. And I say it's a brand new game in a good way. It's making people expand the possibilities with forest, wetland. You kind of got to mix around a lot more. You know, not always, but we have several games where you get a towhee, you get a hummingbird, you get a nightingale, stick it in the grassland, have some draw power in the wetlands, and then you're good. In this setup, I'm not sure if you can just do that. I mean, you can, but every time, I don't think so. My opponent is choosing their hand. Carrion Crow, Common Starling. We're starting with 4 food. It really helps to start out with that nectar. If this is your first video with us, thank you for stopping by. Hit that subscribe button so you can watch more Oceania gameplay. We only have a few days left of this. And never fear about the quality of this video. It is only going to be better. I want to say much better after we get off of this 2004 laptop that can barely handle the resolution. So don't fret if it's a little choppy. Subscribe, and then in late October, when we get the real game and we can play on iOS or the tablet, it'll be smoother. So anyway, we starting off with the red-necked avocet. We have some 3 pretty decent birds, pretty cheap, easy to play. And I want to get this Sacred Kingfisher down ASAP. I'm noticing players normally don't gain food until they have 1 forest bird in that F1 slot. You can see on this board, you can discard for 2, But if you can throw one in the forest and gain 2 nectar or whatever. So just a pattern I'm noticing. We're trying to get better because I don't think we're very good at this Oceania game right now. I don't know if you felt the same way. We're okay, but 90 scores are losing. And with that nectar added on to this, I mean, every player that I've seen win, whether we win, they win, they're well into the hundreds, well into the triple digits. So if you are looking to get into that triple digit category, just wait till this Oceania comes out. You're gonna hit it. Do not give up. And Sacred Kingfisher, can't even say it, coming through already. They gain food straight away, so they're starting off heavy. They have 5 food, 2 nectar, and we're not gonna gain food right now until we have to because we have everything we need. And I'm hoping this red-necked avocet pays off. If the previous player doesn't have a worm, then it's going to be useless. So I'm really banking on my opponent to have some worms. There's an American coot in the tray. We may pick it up for some wetland type engine. I'm not sure. We have 3 good birds, but after this, my strategy's done for. I need more cards. Really hoping to show off Oceania birds. We've got 2 already. We've had some really fun games. I wish I could record them all. Check it out. My opponent starts off with the Gala. You choose one other player, they reset the bird feeder and gain a seed. If there is one, you tuck 2 from the deck. It's guaranteed 2 tucks every time. It's one of the best cards in Oceania. We're already finding that out. I've seen that get 14 tucks by round 2. The downside is, actually the downside isn't much. Check out what we pull, Morning Dove. But this Gala, you're letting the other player reset the bird feeder for a seed. So I'm going to get some seeds, which is helpful because we don't have any type of forest right now. I also have a Morning Dove that needs a seed, American Coot that needs a seed. So I'm hoping this Gala will help. But it is very likely you could reset the bird feeder and not gain any seed. So the downside of the Gala isn't much, in my opinion. Guaranteed 2 tucks. You don't have to have an extra card. Some people are playing it in the grassland, some people in the forest. Either way, it's good. I'd really like him to give me a free seed though. And here we go. Let's do it. And the Sacred Kingfisher. Guys, I'm remembering why we upload this game or why I'm doing this commentary in the first place. We haven't gained food. We might not gain food this game. I don't know. Everybody's talking about these forest engines. I've seen some really high scores. It looks like my opponent is gonna combine with this Gala. But Kingfisher has been consistent so far every time. What else? I have an Avocet, and his Gala is passing out food. That's another thing about Oceania. A lot of the good birds are sharing. And I don't know if it's just that everybody's so new to the game. It's like we don't know what to do with all this extra food. Before it was like hummingbird, nightingale, blue throat, and then, that's pretty much it. But there's like a Major Mitchell's cockatoo that gives out seeds. That Eastern Rosella in the other game, if you haven't seen my other game, check it out. I'm giving nectar to everybody. And it's helping opponents, but it's helping you as well. There's just a lot of, in my opinion, a lot more sharing in Oceania, which is fine. So we did lay eggs, I think a couple turns ago. That may be one of the last times I lay eggs, because now we have a mourning dove. And I mean, let's just compare here. You can do 2 eggs in the grassland to be done, or you can draw 2 cards, lay 1 egg, and maybe get a worm with the avocet. So obviously, the wetlands is what we're leaning towards here. And that's what I'm talking about. The Gala activated, reset the bird feeder, and no seeds. So he just basically got 2 tucks, and I didn't get anything. I don't know about that. 2 turns left. We could play Robin. I don't think that's the move, though. There's a starling in the tray, and we already have 5 food. He's got a forest engine, starling, and avocet doing work. I'm kind of going against my own rule here, grabbing the common starling. I've said in previous videos, it's relying on extra food to tuck. And I have 0 birds in the forest for extra food. So this is a risky draw. I don't know about risky, but I don't know if this starling's going to come through or not. I really picked it up just in case we want to throw it in the grassland for the end of round goal. I think the robin, unless we pivot to a forest, the robin in the grassland is going to be pointless a little bit. I'm keeping it as a plan B, but laying eggs, tucking, that's still good. But I'm leaning towards a gameplay where you just draw, play birds. And since we have this passive food that we're getting from the Gala and Kingfisher, I'm feeling good about it. Maybe we get some extra tucks with the starling, but we have 2 0-point birds on the board. Big time. Sitting at what, like 6 points? We may not even qualify for Nectar battle. I mean, if I don't gain food, this could be a good test whether you can win a game of Wingspan and not really compete with Nectar. Opponent plays Vireo. They have 2 Nectar and a berry. They could probably play another grassland bird. I didn't see if they had an egg. I think they had an egg. We'll see what we do here. I held off on the American Coot because I don't have any seeds yet. Yeah, you can see here I'm just debating between starling or robin. We go ahead with the starling. With all these sharing birds, I wouldn't be surprised if we get some tucks under there. Although round 2, I like all the food we have, so I don't think I'm going to use the starling for this teal end of round. Gala already has 4 tucks. Not feeling good about it. My opponent has this desert outback background. It's kind of cool. Where we have more of like a tropical islandy type. Maybe that's like a Australia versus New Zealand. I don't know. Never been there. Master Wing. We are winning so far. Titmouse, Tree Sparrow, and Mannequin. You can see we have to look at what the birds do again. Gray-headed Mannequin has been successful in my games thus far. It lets you play another bird at the end of the game, yellow power obviously, and you get a 1 egg discount for the gray-headed mannequin. So, oh, my opponent played Rainbow Lorikeet that last turn of last turn of the round. Discard 1 Nectar to the spent Nectar space for your forest. If you do, gain 2 from the bird feeder. So that's a busted bird in my opinion, the Lorikeet. You add a spent Nectar to your habitat just to get 2 more food. So you spin the Nectar to get 2 more Nectar. That's something we gotta look into, that Rainbow Lorikeet. Check out what we do here. Big draw power. We took all 3 of those birds. Thankfully, nothing better is in the tray. Hermit thrush, not really about it. But we took these pink powers because, again, we have no forest. Titmouse could be a double play. And if he's going to gain food the rest of the game and start building an engine, might be nice to have another pink power. We're not being super picky right now, but I will play the gray-headed mannequin eventually. I don't like this play right here. I think we hold off on this titmouse because we don't have a seed for the Eurasian tree sparrow. And we've received all this free food. I'd like for the Gala to give me a seed. So I'm pretty sure we just keep drawing. Yeah. Hoping for something better. Check it out, Purple Martin. Mr. Martin on deck. That's a bird we can play pretty quickly. Tell me what you think about this Oceania. Everybody has their own opinion. I'm reading some comments. I'm reading some comments on social media that just despise Nectar. Which is a shame, in my opinion. There's always going to be good and bad with just about everything, and somebody somewhere isn't going to like something. I get why they added Nectar. There's a lot of Nectar birds in this region, and I don't like the hate on it. The whole purpose of the game is to have fun, and playing birds is a fun part of the game. And if Nectar helps you do that, and it helps everybody do that, then I'm for it. I'm for it. Also, some people remove Nectar out of the bird feeder, like they only play with 2 Nectars. And if it's your game, you can play Oceania however you want. More power to you. But if you take that out, that makes those two Nectar die that you have remaining even that much more valuable. And so by reducing the quantity, you have increased its worth. So I don't really like that house rule either. I'm sorry. It's just Master Wing's take on Nectar. So my opponent plays Masked Lapwing. This is a top tier bird. I played it. Dude, reset the bird feeder then. Then for each type of food face on the die, you get to get 1 of that. So I played the Lapwing the other day, or yesterday. Was it yesterday? I don't know. Maybe it was today. I started with 2 food, played the Lapwing, went down to 1 food, and then got 6 different food types, went all the way to 7 food. Because if it shows 2 faces, a worm and a seed, you get a worm and a seed. If it shows Nectar and a berry, you get a Nectar and a berry. It's so crazy. Lapwing is great. Almost an automatic pickup, in my opinion, for round 1 and round 2. Eastern Rosella, we like the Rosella, but we played you last game. Check out that video. I'll put it in the description. We've talked a lot through this video, but we have decent draw power, but you can see my hand doesn't have a bird over 4 points. So we're approaching, halfway to the game, and we still haven't had that seed from the Gala. Are we going to force down the coot? It looks like it. We're going to force it down. We don't have any fish or rat birds. It's feeling pretty weak, this little miniature tuck engine we got going. It's 3 points plus maybe we get a worm. I was hoping to draw some more, powerful cards, and we're just not. A little bit of a struggle bus right now. We are winning the end of round, which is good. I don't know. Rose spoonbill in the tray, that would have been okay. Even these games we've lost, we've recorded, so we have a backlog of games. Hit that like button, and we'll continue with this Oceania content. It's going to disappear soon, unfortunately, and then come back with the real deal. New Holland Honey Eater. Gain 1 nectar from the bird feeder if there is one. That'd be nice if we had a grassland, but we don't. I really need something. Puffin, finally, a bird over 4 points. We'll take it. We will take it. I would take a Chiff Chaff, a Mute Swan. There's a maned duck in the Oceania expansion. I think that's the one. Is it musk duck or maned duck? There's a musk duck and a maned duck. I think the maned duck lets you tuck 3, up to 3, and you can gain a seed if you tuck at least 1. You're tucking and gaining food. The maned duck is sick if we could grab it. 1 turn left. We have food for that double play. We could do a triple play, but we're short an egg. So, I don't know. We may do a huge pivot here. My opponent is killing it with the white powers. Looks like they're all in on bonus cards. We're just scrolling through these, looking at our options, because this 3-point engine isn't doing it. We finally got a puffin, but I need 3 fish. Okay. Pesquet's parrot, forest bird, another way to get nectar, orange-footed scrub fowl. Do we have any ground nests? Bob White. We have 1 ground nest. I think we drew cards here for another egg. Brown falcon. That's possible. We'll go over these powers if we end up using them. So if I'm flying through this, don't worry about it. We will be addressing these powers soon. Starling, Dewey Tuck. I'm looking at these birds. We still don't have a forest. I don't think we've gained food 1 time this game. So, we didn't use the common starling like I thought. Please tell me we do a pivot here. Come on, team. I remember most of this game. And it's a wild score, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to say it's wild. And I'm not saying we win either. All right, here's the triple play. We've done this before using the core North American birds. We knew this robin was going to come in handy sometime. I think we did. But that was only, 5, 6? That was a 4-point play. You can see my game board. It's just filled with low-scoring birds. What is it, passerine specialist or I forget. One of those bonus cards that like small. It's the opposite of the large bird specialist. I don't know. Birds under 4 or 5 points. That's our board right now. My opponent laid eggs. Probably gonna play birds next if they don't already have the food for it. The question is, what should we do? We're gonna take our first gain food turn and burn some of these extra cards. Take note of how many cards we have currently, and then we'll try to reference this at the end of the game. I said in the last video, I think, Splendid Fairy ran another yellow power, that there's almost always something to do with your extra cards on the Oceania board. Of course you can get extra food, but you get you can burn those cards for eggs as well. So that's kind of nice. Let's see here. Spoiler alert, we do some good things with these extra cards. So stay tuned, don't leave me. Splendid Fairy Wren, I'm kind of revisiting these yellow powers because we only have like 9 turns left. I do not regret the Sacred Kingfisher. It's really good. You need to play it, especially if it's in your starting hand. This is a 1v1 game in a 3, 4, 5 player game. You're gonna get food. All right, so finally we get some Nectar. On the reroll, no Nectar. It is kind of nice this American Robin can still look at some cards. We know we want to play the Puffin. House Sparrow, interesting. Something to note on those teal powers, if they specifically say a food type, like that House Sparrow, discard up to 5 seeds, you cannot use Nectar for that. It has to be a seed. So, just FYI, don't get excited that your House Sparrow can use all this extra Nectar, because it can't. So, I'm seeing these ground nests going on. We have the Fairy Wren, the Bob White, that Scrub Fowl, the Mannequin, and I'm starting to put a plan together. Seeing the line here, I'm going to gain some extra food. We're going to play a couple more birds, and then this last end of round is crazy. I mean, this round 4. Can't wait for you to see it. Can't wait. So originally that orange-footed scrub fowl was nothing to me, but the birds we have in hand, they're either a star nest or a ground nest. So I'm thinking about that. Then Splendid Fairy Wren, less than 30 centimeters. I mean, Red-Eyed Vireo, the Titmouse. Fairy Wren might be a play as well. We'll see. And then you have that mannequin that lets me play a bird at the end of the game. So you can see we've stockpiled on food. I want to use these 2 nectar at some point. And we're winning the food in personal supply. Brown Falcon, I've played the Brown Falcon. I like the Brown Falcon. It just feels a little bit late in this game. I mean, if you stick it in the wetlands, I maybe get a tuck or something. I don't know. Here we go. Atlantic Puffin? Who's with me? Who's with me on Atlantic Puffin? My bonus card points right now are 0. Puffin is a star nest. We're trying to make some lemonade out of lemons here, people. Because I don't have any high-scoring birds. My best engine is in the wetlands, and it was nice. We got some draw power. But we only have a 3-point engine. We have all this food. We got to unload it at some point. We also don't want to lose the end-around goal. So we got a lot of moving parts here. And this is not a fun play on the Fairy Wren right now. But my thinking is, if I can get Mannequin down, that's another bird under 30 centimeters. If I play the Scrub Fowl, the Fairy Wren is a star nest. I've yet to participate in the forest nectar battle, so I'm trying to spin some nectar in the forest. And it's a negative play right now, but just take note, people. These yellow powers can be surprisingly good. I could have played Puffin right there, but I don't think we want to do that yet. Another thing to note with those teal powers that let you discard extra food, you can gain food on your last turn, and the Oceania beta will give you a little warning like, hey, your nectar's going to disappear on your last turn. It'll probably pop up here unless we already saw it. But you can discard or spend that nectar for those teal powers. So I'm just saying, if you want to add that to your game, you don't have to panic as much if you're left hanging with nectar, because you could, there's that warning I was talking about, because you can use it with the common starling. Anyway, 9 to 9, my opponent could gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could gain 6 food right here, or she, whoever I'm playing. And so I'm not worried about the food battle, because I could gain 4 food right here and still lose. So we play big mannequin energy. Gray-headed mannequin with the star nest. It's under 30 centimeters with the Fairy Wren. It's a enclosure builder nest. I mean, I don't know what else to do at this point. We've got 11 birds on the board, and none of them are over 4 points. It's crazy. So, birds in hand, round 4. House Sparrow, possible. Atlantic Puffin is a must. We tie that end of round because he played, or she played the Swift. That might have been a mistake. I don't know. I thought we would lose that end of round, but they do have 6 worms, so... And if they discard those worms, then they lose the end of round, I think. So they're kind of in a pickle right here. What to do with this goal. I still need to put some nectar in the wetlands just to qualify. And we do pull off the end of round goal. They must have used that Swift for their extra worms. And the tray has a gray butcher bird, a Korimako. Haven't used that one yet. Gray butcher bird I've used, but it's a little late. You need a bird under 40 centimeters, and you tuck in cash at the same time, which is cool. The Korimako, you discard rats for nectar, I believe. I think that's what I read. We'll see. Let's see. My opponent draws. We go ahead and gain food. I'm hoping for the last time. Check it out. We finally get some help with the nectar. And what are we going to tuck? I'm probably done with the brown falcon. End of round goal is birds with tucked cards. We've got 2. With the starling, we'll have 3. And maybe this house sparrow. Maybe. We're sitting at 53 points. Did you all see that? 53 points with 4 turns to go. That's really bad. I don't know. I mean, maybe that doesn't include the nectar score. 53 points. I think that's what it showed with 4 turns to go. Remember this, people. Some surprising things happen. Okay? And Sacred Kingfisher doing its sacred thing. Man, we've got 14 food. 14 food, 4 turns left. What are we doing? We have 0 eggs. I'm pretty sure an egg laying turn occurs. Has to. And we're taking our time. We have a miniature board. That's what I'm calling this, where all the birds are 0, 1, 2, 1. 3 points. Let's see. Mannequin did help me complete on the low side my enclosure builder. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was a like a 5-point play. Yeah. So right now I'm debating between Bob White, house sparrow, and scrub fowl. And if you look at my board and the food that I have available, the scrub fowl would be a negative play originally, but 1 ground nest for the scrub fowl, the puffin, fairy wren, mannequin, avocet, red-eyed vireo. It's like 6 game end eggs. I think that's right. Let me see. 57 points, 3 turns left. I'm trying not to look at the score anymore. So 57 points, 3 turns left. Vireo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minus the egg. But the mannequin, you can play another bird with the mannequin with a 1 egg discount. So yeah, I think the scrub fowl is a 6-point play if I can get the puffin down as well. Yeah. This is one of our more colorful boards. We finally get some Nectar down in the wetlands. Behaviorist, 6-point behaviorist with the puffin. So that was a 12-point play. Finally, we got a bird above 4 points. And this house sparrow in the grassland, check it out. Can someone say behaviorist for 9 points? It doesn't happen often. I saw somebody play testing and got a 15-point behaviorist. With all these colors, it's insane. We've got 2 yellows, gonna have 3. We're gonna have 2 teals, 1 pink, 5 brown powers, and like 3 white powers. This is the fun we were hoping for. I think it was worth the year-long wait. Monster Couch, if you watch this beta is splendid. Just like this fairy wren. So my opponent is obviously doing some calculating. They have white powers going on for them. They played several bonus cards, I think. And we may be getting crushed. I don't know. The suspense. But remember, we only had 53 points with 4 turns left. We had 57 points with 3 turns left. We're uploading this no matter what. Because I want to, and it's colorful. And I'm not sure last game I had any yellow powers. Trying to think on that Rosella game. I don't think we did. And this time we're going to have 3. My opponent plays Rybill. So look through all discarded bonus cards. Keep one of them. The Rybill. And let's see here. The Nectar does not stay for yellow powers. I think I already said that. So we need to use the Nectar. I actually wish I had one more berry because I wanted to keep the seeds for the house sparrow, but the orange-footed scrubfowl needs a seed or a berry, and now I'm out of berries. So that's okay. That house sparrow was, let's see, for a 7-point play. Let me think. With behaviorist, a 7-point play, plus we're going to discard some Nectar. So, like 8 or 9 points maybe? The points are racking up. I have not looked at the score again since we saw 57. So take a guess what you think our score is going to be at the end. 1 turn left. But you know we have gray-headed mannequin who's been waiting in the wings, waiting to take flight. This is out of control. It's like 2 a.m., so we're a little loopy. We lay eggs here. We don't have any, and we need it for the scrubfowl. 4-point last turn. Not too shabby. Remember in round 3, we had, like 10, 11 cards? We're down to 1. Remember we had like 14 food? We're going to be down to either 1 or 0. Okay, the round is over. Time to do our teals. and make sure we can play this scrub fowl in the most efficient way. Okay, so starling first, 3 worms. We could force down the scrub fowl with a fish and a rat, but then we wouldn't get to cache 2 food. And then we could also play the scrub fowl with a seed, or force it down. It looks like I'm going to be left with 1 food. Either way you work it, the opportunity cost for playing it subtracts from the the tucking. So we're just making sure we're doing this the right way. Mathematician in the comments can tell me if we did that incorrectly, but I think we're doing it as best we can. Either we had to force and leave some on the board for the starling, or vice versa. But check it out. We got 1 cache on the sparrow. We won the end of round. We have game end powers. So we do mannequin first. This is really fun. Mannequin did its job. Now we're working on these 2 yellow powers because they can activate on top of each other. So fairy wren, birds, 30 centimeters. So that's 5 eggs for fairy wren. Oh, that house sparrow came in so clutch. I'm glad we kept the house sparrow. Orange-footed scrub fowl. Lay eggs on all your ground nests. Look at the eggs. It goes from 8 to 14. So 6 eggs. At the game end, we had 53 points, 54 points with 4 turns left. And we won the wetland Nectar. Thank you for watching, guys, on this Master Wing channel. If you can't tell, we like this game. I hope you do too. 36 points of birds. We played 14 birds for 36 points. Bro, 112 to 89. I told you, these scores are crazy. I mean, we played 14 birds for 36 points. We had 54 points with 4 turns left to go. 112 minus 54. We scored like 58 points in the last 4 turns. That's insane. The yellow power's coming through. The teal power's coming through. Bonus cards. My opponent just had a tough time, I think, with the bonus cards, and then they had good food access, but maybe not the best card draw. It was a good game. We've definitely been on the other side of it, but this is not an intimidating board. I thought we were going to end up with like 90-something points, and we pull out a 112. Oceania, you can come back. Never give up. See you next time. Peace.